usually if you have intention behind something, it will look really nice. As you can see, pretty easy stuff, but when you actually see the reference, there's a lot of detail, and these are actually ellipses. My most liked picture on my Instagram. But hello guys, Victor here, and today I'm going to be showing you my sketching workbook. You can say, I don't know, like a drawing copy, I guess. Okay, and in this sketchbook right now, I have all the drawings from before when I started learning sketching, and like a bit of dynamic sketching and just drawing using Peter Hahn's techniques. By the way, I had his book, the Dynamic Bible, and using that I used to learn these things. Okay, so let's do this. So as you can see, this is nothing. This is just like it started as something, but eventually just became this. I was just testing things out. I essentially left this page to just, I don't know, like I don't write on the first page, I turn it and then I started with this, but I usually just have a page for rough, I guess. But yeah, so I started with this, a bit of insects, a bit of as you can see, this is a fish. So all sketching, you just take essentially a gesture, and then hold on, let me get a pen. So essentially what you do is you take flow, or you can say gesture, you add simple shapes, then you make forms out of it, and then you keep doing it, and then you render it. So that's essentially what constructive drawing is, which I try to do in this. There are cross contours over here, just basic stuff, you need to learn basic stuff. This I actually this was also left blank, but I saw this thing, like I don't know what it was, but it was growing out of a tree, so I picked it up and I wanted to do like a texture study. Didn't come out that nice, but it's okay, I guess. Then let's go back. By the way, in this entire page, right, the best one I think is this, and I will be pointing out the best ones. This is also good. I personally think this dragonfly, but these are okay. This one is definitely nice. So plants, let's start with plants. So these are just your typical run-of-the-mill carnivorous plants. This is a Venus flytrap. This is also actually this part into this. So I essentially had the flytrap's leaves opened, and I added a fly onto it to just show, okay, this constricts like that. Or it was, I think, I paused a video and I made that. These are actually sugary secretions or something like that the Venus flytrap leaves produce in order to attract plants. Plants, attract insects or something, and then when they come onto it, they're trigger hairs actually. So it should be actually like this, basically. Hold up. Yeah, something like that. And then when they walk on it, and then they trigger this, and then this closes into this. So this was really nice. This is also done using construction techniques. So essentially just do one, boom, two, then you add this, and then you just pile on the like the petals, I guess. But I think these are leaves, not petals. So yeah, that's that. This is actually a jade plant, snake plant. Oh yeah, this is a snake plant. It says I should have rendered it differently, but whatever. And this is some cactus. I don't know. I like drawing cactus. Pretty simple, right? This is, as you can read the name, thread-leaved sundew. These are also carnivorous plants. This is a pitcher plant. Everybody draws this, right? Pitcher plant, simple. This one I really like, because if you are looking just for the constructive sense of it, so I just essentially drew like a tube, and then I placed this leaf structure, right? I really like this one, by the way. Really like this one. This is also a cactus. Cactus, simple. Let's move on. So essentially what you will see here is everything is done from simple shapes and then moving on to simpler shapes, right? So this one was using a dome shape, as you can see, or a circle shape, and then convert it into a dome, and then you add on these leaves. As you can see, pretty easy stuff, but when you actually see the reference, there's a lot of detail, and then you have to manage it. Like this one actually captures it really well, because I have drawn hints of the entire plant, but you don't see that. You only see the part I want you to focus on, right here, right? So that's really nice. And these are done by like the Pit Artist pens, I think, a fine liner. I'll show it to you in a different video, but whatever. This again, some sort of cactus, I think. This is also a cactus, and this is a succulent. It was a weird, like a very weird succulent, right? I didn't know how to render it, and I just essentially made a mess out of it. But right now I can make a demo out of it, but it's cool. This is essentially what you want to do. Practicing texture over here, and these are actually ellipses and circles. So I don't know about you, but you can never practice ellipses and circles enough. Trust me. Trust me. I've done so many of these pages in order to get to where I am. It's crazy. These are organic forms. You can just use these to basically form anything. Literally anything, trust me. And I just want to say something, okay? A lot of people, when they draw insects, right? Like this one is really, these two are really nice. And this is like you see this leg, right? If I try to render it over here, it wouldn't look as nice as this. So I made, boom, a close-up shot. But what essentially I want to say is this. People jump into this without knowing this. This boxy structure is the most important of them all. If you don't know this, you don't know anything. Trust me. This lets you rotate this into anything, any shape, like any place, and essentially place it, and you can go from here to here. But going from here and actually making this work is really hard. It's really hard. You have to do this enough so that the complex structure just becomes like a sixth sense for you, right? It just becomes second nature. So you can put this anywhere in your canvas or sketchbook, and you can draw it in different angles. So here also I was constructing it out of like simple forms. So basically, you make a plane, and then you go up, and then you do this, and then you come here, and then you do this, right? This is how you should think, right? Everything is constructional. Nothing is left out of don't do vague stuff, right? Every mark should be very precise, very precise. Hopefully, like I get into a habit sometimes that I don't do precision. Sometimes I just wing it, but usually if you have intention behind something, it will look really nice. This is insane. I personally say this is the one that I really like, apart from one more, which actually, like this one I really it just looks menacing. If you look into it, the composition is just perfect. The guy who I actually found this picture from Pinterest, right? And the guy who clicked this image had great composition in mind. So essentially I'm leading your eye here or here. So everything is leading into this head. Everything. Details, faded details again. It's just going here. And this part is of the focal point, so I can put a lot of detail here, and this I can just leave it out. This is nice. This is also a close-up of the head, because if you try to do a close-up of the head, right, and your nib is essentially, it also has thickness, right? I don't know whether you can see this or not, but it has thickness. And if you want to do detail over here, you need a very fine pen. And if you don't have a fine pen, then you need a bigger sheet. You have to draw it bigger. That's what I did. I didn't have a finer pen, so I did this. This one also nice, I guess. But this is okay, I guess. Like I'm overusing a lot of highlights over here. Like too many highlights. This one was perfect according to me. I really liked it. This one is my most liked picture on my Instagram. By the way, follow me on Instagram. It's V1CTOR or T0R.98. So Victor.98. I'll leave it in the description. Please follow me. I need some followers. Yeah. So for this one, hold on. Yeah. For this one, I actually went to a museum, or I think this one actually I did from image. Yeah. This one I did from image. So I found some images on Pinterest for drawing bones, because if you want to draw some a head of any animal, right, you have to know a bit of bone structure, even the entire body, like, but especially the head, you have to know a bit of skull, because if you don't know the skull, you just can't draw it perfectly. Anything irregular comes, you don't know how to do it and what the underlying structure is, you will slightly fail, I think. So knowing this is really, really helpful. Some dinosaurs. This is very bad. You don't need a lot of detail over here. This is just too distracting. This is okay, but this is also having too much detail. I should have spared some detail over here. Trust me, this is bad. Horse skull okay, not constructively drawn. I was really struggling with this, I know, like with these horse skulls. These are also very bad. This is nice. I started to learn how to control my like, how do I say this, like details, right? This ostrich I really controlled. Like, I didn't put a lot of thinking behind it. Like, I put a lot of thinking behind it, but I didn't put a lot of detail behind it. So I essentially left this sketchy. As you get to the head, you get some detail. So this part is inactive, this part is active, and then you go from active to inactive to then active over here. This part has a bit of detail, but it's not overly rendered, so I like it. I can push, like, I can just push down the details a little bit, and like here I don't think I should have added a lot of details, but oh, it's okay. I'm learning over here. This one is okay, this one is okay, but these are like really, really bad. This is just a mess, nothing nice. Hey, over here too, like too much detail. You don't need all of that. Again, this, going back to what do I say this, like going back to just practicing ellipses. You can never practice too many ellipses. Breakdown of a leg. I think it's of a horse, I think. Yeah, probably. Again, saber tooth. This is adding texture and shading onto some simple forms. Pretty easy stuff. Now, hold on. Yeah. So this one, hold on. Yeah. For this one, I actually went to the museum. All of this is done in a museum, by the way. I went to the Indian museum, which has all of this. Indian rhino, tiger. They have like the entire skeleton, so you can do it. These are awkwardly posed, and I didn't know how to like change the reference, so I just did this. This also I did. Really nice. The entire like skeleton of a crocodile, it was there. Really like drawing it. This is a nice croc skull, ghadial skull, secretary bird.
So the video was getting too long, so I'm gonna just split it into two parts. Check out for part 2.